Thank you, Cynthia. I'm excited to be here today to kick off this important event. I appreciated speaking with many of you over the course of last summer heading into our annual shareholder meeting. Our board and management team values the perspective of all shareholders, and our goal is to have ongoing discussions about Box's progress and potential. Today's Financial Analyst Day is an important part of these communications. The Box strategy that you will hear about today began with a transformation this company undertook a little more than 2 years ago when the leadership team made deliberate strategic decisions to build profitability into the core of the company while investing for growth. Consistent and solid operational execution of this strategy has led Box to the strongest financial position in its history. The company's fiscal 2022 results, with accelerating quarterly revenue growth, record operating margins, and consistent free cash flow generation, has led to significant value creation for Box shareholders over the past year. And this was accomplished while the team continued to bring advancements to its category-defining Content Cloud platform. Today, you'll be hearing from Box leadership team who will be providing a deep dive into Box's business, product, go-to-market, workforce, and financial strategy. As we look forward, I speak for the whole board in saying that we could not be more confident in Box's ability to execute on its long-term strategy and further its mission to power how the world works together. And now I'm pleased to introduce Aaron Levy, Box co-founder and CEO.
Thank you, Bethany. And thank you to all of our investors and analysts that are tuning in today. Welcome to our FY23 Financial Analyst Day. I'm incredibly excited to be here with our leadership team, and we have a ton of content to walk through around the future of our company strategy, product strategy, go-to-market model, culture, financial strategy, and much more. Now, FY22 was the year of execution and growth, and I could not be more proud of how the team delivered on our critical initiatives and business goals that we set out at the start of last year. We had massive product innovation where we expanded into e-signature. We doubled down in much of our existing functionality like Shield and governance and our platform capabilities. We'd entered into data migration with Box Shuttle and much more. We launched deeper partnerships with Microsoft, with Salesforce, Slack, Cisco, IBM, and many other key technology partners, ensuring that our customers could get access to their content from any device, any application, at any time. We also did strategic acquisitions to help accelerate our product roadmap. We acquired SignRequest, which was one of the leading end-user e-signature technology solutions. We quickly onboarded that technology onto our platform and launched Box Sign within 9 months of that acquisition. We also brought in technology to help with data migration, and we continue to be a strategic acquirer of technology where we can tuck in IP and talent to accelerate our product roadmap. We also launched our new comprehensive suite offering, Enterprise Plus. Enterprise Plus, as you'll learn more about throughout the next couple of sessions, brings together all of our advanced add-on product capabilities in one single simple offering for our customers, allowing them to both save money when they buy all of our products up at once and go and disrupt more of the market by having one integrated platform of multiple products in a single suite. And this is, as you'll hear from our various team members today, this is a major driver of our strategy and growth engine going forward. I'm also incredibly excited about the total scale of what we've been able to achieve with our customers globally. We now have well over 100,000 customers. And one of the things I'm most proud of at Box is the fact that we get to work with organizations across a wide range of industries and every single size of organization. Everything from small businesses to fast-growing disruptors like Airbnb or Spotify to some of the world's largest companies like Cisco, IBM, AstraZeneca, and many more, all of which are leveraging our technology to be able to go and transform their respective industries, whether that's in healthcare and life sciences, financial services and insurance, the federal government, manufacturing, consumer products, and so much more. And we'll hear throughout today's sessions what our customers are leveraging Box for as they go transform their businesses and completely power new ways of working. Last year in FY22, we also had major milestones of our customer traction. We reached 1,420 customers with total account value above $100,000 and 120 customers that are now paying over $1 million. And both of these metrics were up substantially year over year. So our customers are voting with their dollars, they're leveraging more of our platform, and this is driving the re-acceleration that we were able to share in FY22. But we're really just getting started. When I look at FY23, the year we're now in and beyond, we have a tremendous opportunity to continue to drive re-accelerated, profitable growth at scale. So today, at our Financial Analyst Day, you're going to hear about our strategy for driving that re-accelerated growth at scale. First, We are going after a $74 billion market with our Content Cloud. And there are significant tailwinds that are propelling our technology into the future of how companies want to work with their data. And we'll go through these tailwinds in just a few moments. In a few minutes, you'll hear from Diego Jotkin, who's going to lead you through a session about what we're building with our product over the near and long run as we build out our Content Cloud to power the future of work on a single platform and how we can capture more and more enterprise workloads with our technology. Steph and Mark are going to share how we're going to drive our go-to-market engine with our land and expand motion and how we deliver our platform at scale to over 100,000 customers, as well as how we're going to bring on new logos to the platform as well. Dylan will discuss our financial model, and we'll be sharing some updates about how we're going to exceed Rule of 40 by FY25 and driving both re-acceleration of profitable growth as well as greater operating leverage at scale. And then finally, Jess, our head of people, is going to share how our culture is enabling us to be able to deliver on these goals and our execution by delivering a world-class culture where we can do our best work, all enabled by a digital-first way of working. So we hope that you'll enjoy the session and get a lot of value from some of the major updates throughout the business. But first, let's talk a little bit about the major tailwinds and trends happening in content that are shaping our strategy and our growth going forward. Our mission at Box is to power how the world works together. When we started the company in 2005, we had a very simple idea and mission. We wanted to make it easy to be able to securely access and share files from anywhere, any device, any time, any location, and to be able to collaborate with anyone. And when we delivered this idea to the market, we saw a tremendous amount of opportunity happening in how businesses wanted to reshape how they work and do their business in the digital age. The digital age brought a major thrust of cloud computing that allowed companies to be able to leverage cloud infrastructure to be able to scale their operations from anywhere, be able to deliver software dynamically over the internet to help connect people and colleagues and be able to share information in a secure way. We also had the mobile revolution. Mobile meant that we could access our information from anywhere, where we could communicate and collaborate on any device at any time. And the combination of cloud computing and the mobile revolution led to digital transformation that began to impact every single industry. We had amazing disruptions led by companies like Netflix or Airbnb or Uber that went out and transformed every single industry. And when we launched our company, we were riding on these major tailwinds of digital transformation, cloud computing, and the idea that we would be able to work from anywhere on any device. And then overnight, these trends just multiplied by a factor of 10. In 2020, as the world went remote due to COVID, everything became digital first. Digital was no longer a strategic advantage or a strategic imperative of organizations. It was a necessity to running your organization. We knew that when you couldn't meet with customers in person, we had to digitally sign our documents. We couldn't bring together team members, so we had to run brainstorms in all of our meetings over virtual meeting technology like Zoom, WebEx, and Microsoft Teams and more. And so we had to be able to work virtually. And we knew that now employees could be able to work from any location at any time in any time zone and be able to communicate and collaborate all around the world. This fundamentally shifted the way that we work from being about coming together in person and having digital as an overlay to how we worked to where digital was fundamentally the center of how we worked together. And so now we have entered an all-new way of working, and there are three big megatrends driving the future of work today. First, we know that we're going to work from anywhere. Hybrid work is here to stay, and even as offices open up, and you'll hear from Jess about how our offices are beginning to open up, we know that we're going to still work in a very digital-first and digital-centric way. This means that hybrid work is going to be stitched together through software, where people can work from any device, any location, at any time, and be able to access their data and their communication and their information from anywhere, even as they go back into offices. We know that every single transaction with customers, every element of commerce, every interaction across our supply chain is going to become digital first. So digital transformation is driving a massive ripple across every single industry. Whether it's onboarding a client at a bank or delivering a new product to market, we know that these interactions and transactions will be powered by software and less be done in an analog or manual form. And then finally, as everything goes digital and our work gets more distributed, we know that cybersecurity is more important than ever before. We've seen the effect of ransomware attacks, of data privacy challenges, of regulatory effects that have been enacted globally. And we know that we need to have better ways of protecting our most important information and our vital data to run our enterprises. So cybersecurity, compliance, and the regulatory changes happening are more important than ever before. So these are the three big megatrends that are driving the future of work. Working from anywhere, becoming digital first in every way that we power our business processes, and cybersecurity and compliance being embedded into everything that we do. Work will never be the same again. We know that these effects are going to transform everything about how we work with our information and, most importantly to Box, our content. When we work from anywhere, we need seamless and simple access to our content. We know that we have to collaborate with internal and external stakeholders, so we have to have easier ways to be able to work with our content from any location. We need to be able to access content from any cloud application, whether that's Slack or Salesforce, ServiceNow, Microsoft Teams, or more. So we have to be able to get access to our content from any application or device. We know that business processes are going to be digital first. So we have to start to digitize our paper-based and manual processes, move those to the cloud, and begin to drive more value and automation from those processes, which means we need low and no-code workflow solutions to power these digital workflows. We also need to gain intelligence and insights that get extracted from our data to be able to drive workflow automation inside the enterprise. We have to secure our content and protect the flow of content in and outside of our organizations. It no longer works to just keep content protected in our data centers or behind our firewalls. Content's going to flow in and outside of the enterprise, and we need new ways to be able to power those experiences using machine learning and advanced threat detection and modern, more intelligent security controls. And this also means that compliance and privacy have to be able to support global operations, where data residency and compliance requirements are going to be different by every single industry and vertical all around the world. So these three big megatrends of working from anywhere, being digital first, and the cybersecurity challenges that we're facing, all of these center around how do we work with our content. And content is at the center of our customers' businesses. And content is becoming more important to their daily work than ever before. In financial services, content is how customers are onboarded, or how equity research is shared, or how data rooms are created to be able to drive merger and acquisitions. In constructions, it's how buildings are created, blueprints are shared, and project plans are managed and secured. In retail, it's how new products come to life through CAD designs or images and marketing campaigns that have to be able to securely be managed and shared and collaborated on. In life sciences, it's the clinical research that goes into spreadsheets that gets shared after a vaccine trial that creates a new drug. In government, it's how we work with our government agencies, all of the content that has to be generated, documents that have to be managed, or how NASA collaborates with the private sector to go to space on all of the documentations that goes into those incredibly important mission-critical projects. And in how in media and entertainment, the scripts that turn into films, the film production content that turns into the final movie, the marketing campaigns that goes out to create the next box office hit. All of our companies globally run on content, and content is our customer's business. And yet the challenge is, in the digital age and in this digital first age, the way we work with our content is more fragmented and in many cases unsecure than ever before. When we go to most of our customers before we've introduced our platform to them, they usually have technology spread all across their organization where content is being fragmented into many different silos. You have network attached storage vendors. You have document management software. You have enterprise file sync and share tools, all of which that have grown over the past couple of decades that companies have now implemented to be able to manage and share their files. But now in the cloud, the challenge has gotten even harder. We have e-signature point solutions. We have collaboration point solutions. And so our content has become even more fragmented, especially as you want to be able to access this content from other business applications like Slack or Salesforce and other tools. So our content is fragmented. It means that we have unsecure systems and lowered productivity as well as increased costs that enterprises have to deal with to be able to manage their information. So this problem is only growing in importance in the enterprise, and it's only becoming a bigger challenge. And when you think about how much data we're talking about, in the average enterprise, 80% of our data is unstructured, and the vast majority of that data is actually content. And so for our structured data, we've implemented these modern platforms like Salesforce or Workday or Adobe or Snowflake to be able to manage our structured data or semi-structured data. And yet for our content, our unstructured information, that's fragmented and strewn about so many different systems and applications. And again, those fragmented point solutions means that enterprises either spend too much money, their data is fragmented across multiple silos, end users have lowered productivity because they can't easily access the latest version of a file or construct workflows across multiple systems. And IT managers have to manage all of these different technologies, which means different administrative controls, different sets of APIs, and a lot of complexity in their own resourcing of being able to make all of this technology work. So we say enough to this legacy way of managing our fragmented IT ecosystems around content. There has to be a better way. And we need a new approach in the enterprise. And that is the Content Cloud from Box. We have been building the leading platform to power the end-to-end lifecycle of content in one single multi-tenant SaaS-based architecture that again powers that complete lifecycle of content. We've been building out platform functionality over the past many years to be able to power everything from how content gets ingested into Box, to be able to secure and protect and classify that data with Box Shield, be able to collaborate around content in real time in and outside the enterprise, and you'll hear from Diego about new functionality that we're going to be introducing around that. New ways to automate workflows with Box Relay or get e-signatures with Box Sign. Be able to publish content both internally and to various constituents outside the enterprise. Be able to analyze and get insights from content or retain and govern content with Box Governance. All of which gets connected to and integrated into all of the software that our customers are leveraging. That is the Content Cloud from Box. And we have leading capabilities in every single one of these areas that we're going to both continue to double down on, as well as expand into additional categories over time that let us deliver the most value to our customers. So they can ultimately replace that fragmented stack of technology and deliver it on a single platform for their entire enterprise that powers that complete life cycle of content. And again, as I mentioned, that interoperability is so important to content. We want to provide an open platform where you can store and manage content in one central platform, power the workflows around it, get e-signatures on it, better secure and manage that data, and then integrate it into all of the other software that you're using as an enterprise. So that could be things like Salesforce for being able to have a CRM system where documents get access from the CRM technology, being able to integrate with Microsoft Teams or Slack so you can access content from different communication or collaboration tools, be able to automate workflows using ServiceNow for ITSM that same content is accessed into. And so again, the full power of our platform is you store and manage content once, power the complete lifecycle of content in our Content Cloud, and then integrate it into all of the software that you're using as an enterprise. And one great example of how far we've gone is with our partnership with Microsoft. We have incredible integrations, as I mentioned, across Teams, but also Microsoft Office on the desktop and web, Azure, Windows, and many other technologies from Microsoft. Over the past couple of years, we have seen tremendous amount of updates around how our technologies work together, and we have a great relationship with Microsoft that makes it even easier for Box to work together with Microsoft's cloud technologies for our customers. And in Q4, this was no exception that we had last year with so many of our customers jointly deploying Box plus M365 tools to be able to get their job done from anywhere. And you'll hear more about our open platform and strategy again from Diego in a few moments. So with our platform and with our expanded functionality, we are going after an updated $74 billion market by calendar 25. When we look at the markets and how they break down, the initial markets that we started the company to go out and disrupt was really the storage and enterprise content management and collaboration spaces. But we've since expanded additional addressable markets on top of our platform. We added e-sign capabilities, workflow automation capabilities, data security solutions with Box Shield, data governance solutions with Box Governance that expanded our market even further. And as our platform continues to develop, and as we add more and more functionality on top of our cloud, you'll continue to see us expand to even more use cases that we can power for our customers, ranging everything from digital asset management to secure data rooms to sales portals and enablement and much more, which ultimately allows us to address a $74 billion market with our end-to-end Content Cloud platform. And we're going to go and disrupt that entire market by providing, again, a single platform-based solution to help capture all of these use cases. Now, to get there, we have to have a very sophisticated and advanced product roadmap. You're going to see us double down in 3 key areas. And again, I don't want to give away too much of the surprise and what we're going to be focused on, so I'll let Diego talk about this in a few minutes, but you'll see us double down in 3 big areas. The first is the most advanced capabilities to protect and secure content in the cloud. The second is being able to double down in workflow and collaboration. We want to be the best place to be able to collaborate securely in and outside the enterprise, as well as power automated and intelligent workflows that can begin to streamline the ways that we work with our content at scale. And then finally, our open platform approach allows us to integrate with and embed into all of our customer software, whether that's leading commercial applications like Microsoft Teams or Office or Slack or Salesforce, or the applications that our customers are building themselves, whether that's a custom-built sales portal or insurance portal, a supply chain technology, or back office systems that are used to route content between various applications. So our customers more and more are building on and leveraging our APIs to be able to power their own internal workflows and business processes. And so with the advancements on our roadmap that you'll soon learn about, we are going to be able to power even more use cases for our customers across the entire enterprise. And as Steph will share in a few minutes, we also are going to be delivering our platform more and more across the entire enterprise. This means we can power everything from marketing teams that need digital asset management, sales teams that need client collaboration or sales enablement, operations teams that want to be able to power field operations and supply chain collaboration, R&D teams that need to be able to centralize their documentation and knowledge, as well as work with contractors or partners, HR teams that need to be able to onboard their employees, and finance teams that need virtual data rooms or to be able to run regulatory processes in the finance function. So this is what our platform both solves today, and over time will get even more advanced at delivering for our customers. Now, To bring all of our technology to our customers into market, we are going to continue to double down on our land, adopt, expand, and retain motion. This is a very efficient and repeatable sales motion that we've been building out for the past many years, and it allows us to both bring on new logos onto Box, ensure that we're driving as much adoption and usage of our product, be able to expand into our Enterprise Plus suite, as well as make sure that we retain our customers and ensure that they're sticky over the long run. So you're going to hear a bit more about our land, adopt, expand, retain strategy, how we're going to be continuing to improve on each of these vectors, and what our sales strategy looks like for FY23 and beyond. So, at Financial Analyst Day, we hope that you'll learn a ton more about the business and how we're going to be driving our 3-year strategy of continued, re-accelerated, profitable growth as we deliver on our long-term financial goals and metrics. So with that, I just want to say thank you again for attending the Financial Analyst Day, and looking forward to taking your questions in just a little bit.
Thanks, Aaron. Hello, everyone. I'm Diego Dugatkin, Chief Product Officer at Box. I'm so pleased to be here with you today. Picking up from where Aaron left off, we're going after a really big market. And today I'm going to offer my perspective on how we're building the world's leading content cloud. What's unique about Box is that our product vision is to power the complete content lifecycle for our customers. And over time, we've been adding capabilities to achieve this. These new capabilities grow our value to reduce cost for customers. First, I'll do a quick recap of our product strategy to date. Then we'll dive into some exciting areas of innovation we have in store for the near future. We started with our core cloud content management product, Box. But content management wasn't about just managing an organization's content, it was about powering collaboration across the organization. So we developed Box Notes, a native application embedded within Box that lets teams collaborate on the same document in real time, no matter where they were or what devices they were using. But when it came to their content, organizations also had a clear need for enterprise-grade security and compliance. So we introduced Box Governance for content lifecycle management across retention, disposition, and legal holds. We also introduced Box KeySafe for customers who wanted to manage their own encryption keys. We continued that momentum into the following year with Box Zones, which helps customers comply with data residency requirements. And we introduced Box Platform, a powerful set of integrations, APIs, and developer tools that customers can leverage to make Box their own. Throughout our journey to the Content Cloud, we've made it a priority to give customers the insights they need to make good business decisions and drive differentiation in their markets, and that's why we create Box Skills, an open framework for AI-driven content use cases. And in the past year, we've also made huge strides in the reporting and insights capabilities available to Box admins. Box Relay is our no-code workflow automation tool designed specifically for content-based workflows and provides our customers and the whole customer base the ability to streamline routine, often repetitive business processes involving content. And only a couple of years ago, we made a big leap in content security with Box Shield. Today, Box Shield introduces and includes a host of powerful features to help customers control access to sensitive content, prevent accidental data leaks, and protect themselves from an ever-changing cyber threat landscape. We also introduced Malware Deep Scan in Box Shield, which uses deep learning to detect potential malware so IT admins can anticipate and prevent threats without disrupting the flow of business. And just last year, we acquired Cloud FastPath and launched the all-new Box Shuttle with self-serve and managed content migration offerings for customers of any size in any industry, delivering a fast, cost-effective, painless way to migrate petabytes of content from paper documents to files stored on-prem servers to the cloud. We also introduced Box Sign last year, natively integrated e-signatures included in all Box Business and Enterprise plans at no additional charge. E-signatures were the #1 request feature from our customers, and they represent a business-critical, content-centric workflow that could help our customers accelerate their digital transformation. Last but not least, this year, in addition to deepening our investments in all of these areas, we're working on a new set of capabilities related to content curation and publishing, as well as new, visually rich ways to help teams collaborate, whether they're virtual, hybrid, or in person. Our aim is to power the complete content lifecycle, and we won't stop until we get there. We recognize that every company's tech stack is different and will continue to evolve. As a content cloud, one of our core strengths is connecting your content across every application, no matter whether it was created, edited, shared, or used. The Content Cloud is your single secure platform for all your content with all your people across all of your apps. Let me now turn to our 3-year product roadmap. As you know, our key differentiators can be expressed in 3 pillars: frictionless security and compliance to protect your content without slowing you down and slowing down the flow of work. Seamless collaboration and workflow, for which we are one of the only platforms that helps your work and you work securely with external collaborators rather than requiring everyone to use the same tools. And our connected platform and integrations so you can customize, extend, and build on Box without having to configure or replace the other tools you rely on. First, let's take a look at security and compliance. As we all know, the last 2 years have altered the security landscape in fundamental ways. When the pandemic hit, organizations became digital overnight, and that has led to exponential growth in the attack surface and in the amount of digital content organizations are working with. When talking to customers, we tend to see 5 key challenges. First, zero trust security, being able to control access and permissions at the device, user, or application level rather than just at the network level. Second, the data leak prevention and threat detection, the core focus of our Box Shield product. Third, the content lifecycle management, being able to classify, retain, and dispose of content throughout its lifecycle. Fourth, industry and regulatory compliance, where in an audit landscape that is constantly changing and shifting becomes essential. And fifth, getting the right visibility and reporting into their content, users, and managed services and devices. The good news is that Box is uniquely positioned to help companies successfully navigate these 5 challenges. To that end, we'll make some strategic investments this year. In core security, we'll provide more on-demand controls for devices, users, and sharing. With Box Shield, we're making an important shift from threat detection to threat protection and expanding smart access controls. And with Box Governance, we're planning substantial improvements to retention, including more flexibility in policy types and better disposition insights. We're also committed to helping our customers meet the highest bar of compliance for the increasing amount of global regulation in industry standards. We'll also continue to improve the experiences we create for our valued Box admins with better monitoring and reporting tools. I'll dive into more detail on a couple of these areas. Let's start with Box Shield, where we are heavily investing to transform threat detection to threat protection, and to expand smart access to address even more high-value use cases. Today, we have malware detection and a rollback process to protect customers from cyber threats, including ransomware. We are moving towards comprehensive ransomware protection, including anomalous file detection in Box Drive, automating response actions, and enabling easy restore of infected files to ensure business continuity. To help customers battle with account takeover threats, we're continuously adding new detection rules and automating incident responses to block unauthorized access, all while continuously improving accuracy and usability. We're also expanding smart access controls to help prevent conflicts of interest across business units and adding more classification-based security controls to prevent data leakage, such as restricting Box signed signature requests of sensitive content and applying watermarking based on classification. Box Governance is one of our most successful and long-standing products, and we are planning substantial extensions for it. Based on our customers' requests, we're enabling even more flexibility in retention policies so they can change their retention policies as their business needs evolve. We plan on making event-based retention even better by enabling easy configuration for retention policies based on more key date triggers. And to make it even easier for customers to assess the business impact of the retention policies, we are expanding our reporting improvements and disposition insights. We're continuing on a path to better enable content discovery use cases for legal, privacy, and security investigation needs. We will be upgrading the content management experience, including better search capabilities, setting the foundation for substantially improved e-discovery. Lastly, extending our existing trash capabilities will provide enhanced disposition with the ability to archive content. I'm very excited about our content lifecycle management future roadmap. We also want to strengthen our competitive stance and continue to cater to the global compliance and regulatory obligations of all our customers. We're focused on growing into even more regions across the world with in-region data storage and processing with a near-term focus on EMEA. For our US public sector customers, we are in the process of attaining the next level of FedRAMP certification, allowing customers to collaborate on their most sensitive unclassified data on Box. The significant security investments we have made for FedRAMP will also enable us to meet additional state and local compliance standards like CJIS for criminal justice and law enforcement opportunities and StateRAMP for SLED customers. And in Q1, also life sciences customers can join us for early access to the GXP sandbox test environment, and in Q2, we will expand availability to all GXP customers. This past year, we achieved some big milestones, launching Box Sign for e-signatures, improving Box Relay for easier workflow automation, and bringing it to all of our business plans, and enhancing our mobile app with seamless capture functionality for image, audio, and video, and improving the macOS experience and install flow for Box Drive. Collaboration has changed forever. Hybrid fluid teams, teams that are permanently or temporarily hybrid, and teams that form and disband on a project-by-project basis. Blurred work boundaries, where work happens across organizational and geographic boundaries, and across more than 200 applications that in the enterprise create a complicated environment. Modern workflows and more business processes that are digital, accelerating the speed of work and requiring automation for repetitive tasks, such as e-sign, workflow, and more. Also, frictionless security, where we know that security is paramount, but users won't accept security measures that stop the flow of work. So security needs to be frictionless to enable people to get work done when and how they need to do it without interruption. Let's take a look at some of the key investments we're making in those areas. First, Box Notes, our natively integrated cloud-based collaboration and editing tool, where we have continued to enhance Box Notes over the past few years, and we've seen great traction among our customers who use it for secure, real-time collaboration across teams. This year, we'll make a significant set of steps towards making it easier for Notes users to collaborate on content, from finalizing a project plan to designing a new product, to create new content, from marketing assets to standard operating procedures, and to easily organize and find their most important content. But while Notes satisfies the most and more structured side of collaboration, for things like documents, lists, projects, and tables, we're seeing also a significant rise in unstructured collaboration that now needs to happen in remote and hybrid formats. Things like brainstorms, mind maps, processes, and workflows that need more visual collaborative formats. So we are also exploring ways to help teams collaborate with those rich interactive visual tools that enable things like interactive brainstorming, wireframing, and designing process flows, or immersive workshops, meetings and events, and much more, to help teams stay connected no matter where they are. We're also actively working on creating a simple, intuitive way to curate content for a better organization, discovery, and sharing experience. Think student portals, team or class microsites, and asset libraries, with the same enterprise-grade security and permission settings you expect from Box. And finally, content insights. Beyond just managing content, we want to help customers understand how their content is performing so they can make better business decisions in real time. With content insights, we'll deliver easy-to-use, visually rich data and recommendations that drive better outcomes for our customers. But giving teams smarter, easier ways to collaborate is only one piece of the puzzle. We're also continuing to invest in Box Relay, our workflow automation tool, to help teams accelerate key business processes, increase productivity, and spend more time on valuable work rather than repetitive tasks. Next, let's talk about workflow and automation. The more we build on our Content Cloud capabilities, the more powerful our workflow solution becomes. By connecting Box Relay with other tools like Box Sign, we can help customers do things like automatically applying metadata templates to sign contracts or automatically assigning a signature request to someone else if it expires. This year, we'll be adding Relay workflow automations for Box Shield and Box Governance. So, for example, users will be able to easily assign documents to the right folders based on the retention periods associated with those folders on Box. We'll also continue to strengthen our Relay and file request capabilities. And because we like things in threes, we've distilled our strategy for Box Sign onto three priorities as well. First, enable high-volume use cases. Second, deliver a differentiated Content Cloud solution for e-sign-powered processes. And third, drive customer satisfaction for user adoption. First, in talking to our customers, we've heard consistent demand for certain use cases. So this year, we'll deliver multi-document packages, which enables senders to package multiple documents as part of the same transaction. Sender attachments that lets senders include documents that a signer needs to review but not sign, like disclosures or terms and conditions. And we'll also continue adding new compliance certifications since we know how important it is for e-signatures, particularly in different regions. We'll also be adding batch send, so a user can send a single request to a bulk list of signers, such as an incoming class of matriculants or everyone in a particular department, as well as self-service signing, where you can post a link and anyone can initiate a signature. For example, online event registrations, legal release forms, and so on. So that way we can let organizations collect a high volume of signatures easily. Similar to the point I made with Box Relay, what makes Box Sign truly unique is that it's part of Box. In other words, it's not just another standalone e-signature tool, it's an entire Content Cloud with an embedded e-signature solution. This year, we'll double down on that differentiation with Relay workflow integrations, a dedicated Shield policy for Box Sign, and governance integrations to connect e-signature events with retention policies. We'll also be expanding our API capabilities as well as Box Sign integrations with Microsoft, Salesforce, and others. Finally, one last area that's important to highlight is our platform and integrations. As I mentioned, one of the best things about Box is that it allows you to connect your content across every kind of app, device, user, and organization. No other platform out there is dedicated to letting you work the way you want with whatever other tools or solutions you want. The reason we are able to drive this level of integration and position Box as the central content layer for so many applications is because we are architected as a true platform, built on open APIs that we use to build our native Box applications and that we make available to customers and partners so they can leverage the underlying power of Box to create their own apps and experiences around content. That's what we see here. Everything we enable on Box, from securely previewing content to uploading and sharing files to even automating processes or leveraging Box Sign, can be accessed via API. And use of our APIs via custom applications and other use cases is on the rise. Last year, we had more than 1 trillion API calls and growing. While the platform is clearly an emerging way that customers and partners leverage Box, one of the most popular and important ways we deliver value to our customers is through more than 1,500 third-party application integrations our customers use with Box to power their everyday work. For example, we are one of the few platforms that's deeply integrated with all the major productivity suites, including Google Workspace. Not only can you open files from Box in Google Slides, Docs, or Sheets, but we're deeply embedded with Gmail. And when you're working in those apps, it's a simple click to save your files straight back to Box. And given the massive surge in remote and hybrid work, it's no surprise we've invested in world-class integrations with Zoom and Cisco WebEx as well. But if there is one partner our customers are almost always focused on when it comes to integrations, it's Microsoft. The Box-Microsoft relationship is grounded in a shared focus on delivering customer value. Across the board, Box and Microsoft have worked to produce great experiences for our customers, not only in Teams and Office, but in Azure, Active Directory, Outlook, security products like MIP, and many more. Looking ahead, we are delighted about the progress we have made to date and our future roadmap with Microsoft Teams. We expanded our scope with recent releases in our Box for Microsoft Teams integration with more granular controls and easier deployment at scale. This year, we plan to release the capability for admins to set Box as a default content layer in Teams, as well as introducing several new features to enable easier installation and better productivity for end users. And just like we've been seamlessly integrating with Teams, we also have developed a strong relationship and great customer experience with our Slack integration. Box provides a central content layer for Slack. And importantly for our customers, when files are uploaded to Box from Slack or viewed in Slack, the permissions and access settings remain consistent. So only the right people can access the right content no matter where it was shared. Finally, speaking of Slack, we have also had a long-standing deep set of integrations with Salesforce overall. Today, when you are working in a customer record, it's dead simple to access files related to that customer inbox, whether it was the latest sales proposal, contract, or account update. And we are excited to keep deepening and creating powerful new experiences for our customers together with Salesforce and all of our partners. In many ways, we're just getting started. I joined the company last summer, and I've been thrilled and blown away by the speed of our innovation and our customer focus. We have some amazing new products coming this year. Stay tuned, and thank you for your time today. I'd like now to hand it over to Stephanie Carullo to talk about our GTM strategy.
Thanks, Diego. Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Carullo, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Box, looking after all things go-to-market. In this role, I'm responsible for our sales, marketing, customer success, go-to-market operations, and enablement functions. In the next little section, I will provide you with a brief overview of the market opportunity, our go-to-market motion, and how we plan to continue to drive growth and adoption of Box. As Aaron mentioned, we have a clear strategy for growth here at Box. From a go-to-market lens, we are maniacally focused on that third column, going wider and deeper with our customers, as well as acquiring new customers through our land and expand motion. And as both Aaron and Diego mentioned, our continued product innovation and roadmap is enabling us to go after a large and growing TAM, with incredible opportunities to power the complete content lifecycle of our customers. With more than 100,000 customers, we are committed to bringing the Content Cloud to all of our customers in one single integrated platform. When we look at our install base, we have just scratched the surface in terms of seats sold within our customers, and we have a 7x user expansion opportunity before us. This in itself represents tremendous upside and opportunity for us today. And so how do we go after this opportunity? Our sales engagement model centers around the customer and on reaching all of our customer segments through an efficient land and expand motion. Simply put, we have a flywheel that starts with landing customers, then driving adoption of the Box platform, identifying more use cases and business value that leads to expansion, and then working closely to retain the customer by ensuring they derive the maximum value from Box. Hence, our land, adopt, expand, retain motion. And so our go-to-market strategy, leveraging this motion, is really focused on 3 key priorities: expand users and use cases, drive higher plan tiers, and increase retention. So let's dive a little deeper into each one, starting with expand users and use cases by going enterprise-wide to drive seat growth. I thought the best way to illustrate the success of this model is by sharing a few customer examples. This first one is a US bank that has been a Box client for nearly a decade. In the beginning, they had a clear need for external collaboration for use cases such as client onboarding and client engagement. So they purchased Box and continued to expand seats. We quickly became the only approved collaboration platform across the entire business, and they decided to invest further in Box. So they purchased KeySafe as a part of their encryption strategy. They used our APIs to develop apps that support their client portal vault and provide a world-class user experience. They finally decided to upgrade to our Enterprise Plus plan so that they could take advantage of everything that we have to offer, expanding their use cases to employee onboarding, mobile field productivity apps, asset creation and distribution, and so much more. And they're able to leverage Box Shield and Box Governance to improve their security posture and meet strict FinServ requirements. One more thing. They successfully integrated Box and Microsoft O365 and Teams as part of their best-of-breed technology stack. So this is a classic example of a customer we took through the entire land, adopt, expand, and retain motion. The second example is a public sector customer with lots of employees working on very, very sensitive data. They use Box for secure external collaboration. It started as a departmental solution that quickly grew into a full ELA, Enterprise License Agreement, and moved to the Enterprise Plus plan as well, so they can take advantage of Box Shield, Box Governance, KeySafe for very strict encryption and security requirements. They're also beginning to leverage Box Sign and Box Relay as part of their workflow process to review all of their key projects and milestones. They're a Box and Microsoft joint customer using Office Online editing and our Teams integration. And finally, our third example is a life sciences customer, and honestly one of my favourites because it came about as a result of the pandemic. They solve critical health issues through next-gen research and manufacturing. They use Box to securely collaborate on sensitive IP content as part of their R&D work. Box underpins their entire technology stack as the single integrated content platform. Their decision to go all in on Box was as a result of our ability to show them the value that we could deliver across every part of their business. They use our platform from everything from contract management to DNA sequencing. They also leverage our GXP certification and Box Shield to ensure the highest level security posture. And they integrate Box with best-of-breed solutions, including Microsoft. Another example of expanding users by going enterprise-wide with high-value use cases. And there were many more that we could share. But I really wanted to highlight this through 3 very diverse industry examples. And so our second priority is to drive higher plan tiers and increasing price per seat by powering these high-value use cases that you just heard about. As some of you know, we've been focused on bringing the full power of Box to our customers by giving them access to all of our products and services. Over time, we've evolved from selling add-on products to bundling more products and services into suites. And so we were super excited to announce our Enterprise Plus plan last year, which combined our most valued products and services into one offering with savings of up to 35%. Enterprise Plus truly represents the next step of our packaging strategy, providing everything a customer needs in one suite. Mark will share a little more detail on how Enterprise Plus has streamlined our selling motion and made it much easier for our customers to consume our products and derive the full value and benefits of Box. This slide sums it up so clearly. The clarity and simplicity of Enterprise Plus allows our customers to fully embrace and adopt all things Box. And it's playing out in the data. We're seeing that our suites allow customers to use more of our products across a wider set of use cases, addressing more business requirements. And so we'll continue to position suites and educate the market on our differentiators as we look to tip the balance towards our bundled offerings. The last point I'd like to make is on the positive impact we are seeing in price per seat since launching suites. It's up nearly 10% since we introduced suites back in Q2 of FY20. We are super excited to drive this even higher in FY23. And finally, our third priority is to increase retention via broader product adoption and continued innovation. Tiago shared with you all the innovation we continue to deliver, allowing us to add more and more value to our plans like Enterprise Plus and to address more use cases for our customers. Our go-to-market teams are excited to bring this rich and deep portfolio of products and features to all of our customers, supporting them on their digital transformation journey. This effort has resulted in some incredible improvements in net retention, as you can see, via a number of initiatives, from the introduction of new features like Box Sign, to the in-product onboarding enhancements we've made, to our account teams identifying more ways to use Box across the entire business. We are seeing customers adopt Box as their content cloud. So to hear from a customer directly, I had the opportunity to catch up with Stanley Toe, Head of Enterprise End User Services at Broadcom, to discuss their journey with Box. Welcome everyone. I am very, very excited to have Stanley Toe, the Head of End User Services at Broadcom, with me here today. We are thrilled to have you, Stanley. For those who aren't as familiar with Broadcom as we are, Broadcom is a global infrastructure technology company in over 52 countries with over 20,000 employees and has been a long-standing customer of Box now for many years. Stanley, welcome. So great to see you.
Thanks for having me, Steph.
Stanley, you have been a customer of ours for a very, very long time now, and we thank you for that. I'd love you to just share a little bit about sort of our journey and where it all began way back in 2012, I think. What were the initial sort of use cases? What were you looking for at the time when you selected Box?
Okay. Back in the days, can I say back in the days? Because it seems like it's so long ago, right? 12 years ago, right? If you look at it, that time, global teams and collaboration became more common. Because if you look at it, companies used to be very regional focused. And, more than a decade ago, about a decade ago, people start to collaborate across regions. So global team become very common. And sharing and collaborating is very difficult. If you only have one copy in your laptop, it's going to be impossible, right? And your version control, your editing, is going to be super difficult. And the only way you can share is you have a enterprise share on-prem. In those days, everything is on-premise, right? And VPN can be an expensive infrastructure to support. So that's one of the use cases. We want to make collaboration easy for everybody.
And you were doing a lot of, one of the things that Broadcom, previously known as Avago, is known for is a lot of mergers and acquisitions. And
yes.
So you were able to collaborate much more seamlessly with very sensitive information through the M&A process. So perhaps share a little bit about some of those activities.
So that's a good question. If you look at M&A, you share when you first acquire a company, you ask for a lot of their data, right? And you want the data to be in one central location. You don't want them to email each other because during the M&A due diligence, the deal is not closed. It might not be approved. And if you ask for sensitive data and they are being emailed, then it's very hard and difficult to track, right? If you have in one central repository, not only version control, you also know who downloaded it, who viewed it, all the audit trail is there. So from a legal perspective, if you get an audit, you are covered. And then the other thing is also from the integration team perspective. If you look at it, you need the data, right? And if the data is in one central place, you know where to look for it. You don't have to hunt for it. So that is the entire project integration.
And also working both within the organisation and obviously through the M&A process, so many external parties that you're involved with, everyone knowingly having their content securely inboxed as you're going through it. I suspect a fairly quick pace as you're working through a lot of these things.
For all of our M&As, it's between 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
Full integration, right? And I can give you an example for when we acquired CA. End-to-end integration, including the ERP, right? For I think it was $18 billion deal. It took us less than nine months.
Incredible. Actually, you highlighted, it's such a great story because you highlighted so many things that are critically important in our products such as Box Governance and Box Shield, the certifications. You mentioned, the importance of legal hold, the security posture, all these things, which, is wonderful to hear, particularly in the current environment. The last few years, I'm sure you're seeing this uptick in sort of cybersecurity issues, etc., and more so than anywhere, being in so many countries across the globe, just the importance of that security posture must be top of mind for all of your executives, correct?
Not only security posture, Steph, all the new policies coming in, all the new regulations coming in, right? Like Europe have the new IDT, EBAG, DORA. So not only version control, data classification is also very important, right? So little known fact, actually, we actually have a automated data classification in Box. And we use Box Relay. We work with the Box Professional Services team and we set this up. So the automation, the classification automation is based on your profile, your job function, and your level, right? Because we classify as highly confidential, That means no sharing, internal or external, but there may be exception. If you want to share with exception, you need to ask for request for permission, right? Then you have confidential, you have company data, and you have public data. And based on your role and profile, automatically we will classify it for you. If you leave it to the end users, you have thousands of files.
Yeah.
Who would actually classify it? Nobody.
I know, Stanley, you and the company have been a tremendous advocate and user of Box for many years now. We continue to bring great innovation to market, and I'd love your thoughts on sort of including and adopting things like Box Sign, electronic signature into the workflows that you've described. Tell me what you're most excited about in terms of the platform.
Most excited, and there's so many modules. You put me in a spot, Steph. If I need to choose only one of all those, I would say Relay, because I think Relay has been the most unknown function in Box. But with Relay, you can actually do so many things in it. You can create a workflow that connects to any other of your Box module. For example, Box Sign, right? If you can have a Relay workflow, right, depend on the document, you can have a Relay to call for authorization or approval, and someone just have to click sign and approve. There's so many possibility on Relay, and I think it's one of the Box function that is most underutilized.
Can you imagine a world without Box? I mean, if you think about the evolution that we've gone through with us over the years and the Content Cloud, here we are today. What would it look like, really? In your mind, it clearly has added tremendous value to the way the business works day in, day out. So how would you describe the Content Cloud at Broadcom?
I'll be at loss. Maybe I should look for another job. Right, we'll lose, all the points that I have shared, right? And you'll lose the security of it, and it will be difficult to go back to on-prem, file share servers, having people to do backup, and then when your servers gets too large, your storage gets too large, your backup, time is too long, and people cannot access their files. They get unhappy at you and they call you, I can't access this. This is way too slow. I can't download that. No, I don't want to go back there. No way. I'll quit my job before.
Stanley, it's been a pleasure. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being an incredible customer of Box for many years now. We look forward to continuing on this journey together, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person very, very soon.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Stanley.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And so with that, we are excited to continue our strong momentum in FY23. We have a number of key focus areas that we're going to double down on, and I'd like to hand over to Mark Wayland, our Chief Revenue Officer, to share more sales details on our plan for the year.
Thanks, Steph. I'm thrilled to share with you today our sales strategy for FY23 and beyond. This year and going forward, we're going to be focused on three key areas. Firstly, market expansion and bringing on net new logos to Box. Second, we're going to be focused on customer expansion in our installed base. And third, we're going to continue our investments in sales productivity. So let's talk about market expansion. There's a huge opportunity for us to grow across markets because we have a very balanced business. We get about 70% of our business from the US and about 30% internationally. So there's big opportunity for us to grow internationally and, of course, further opportunity for growth in the US. We have a very balanced business across industries, so we'll double click on that. And then we serve customers of all sizes, from small businesses to medium businesses to the world's largest enterprises, and there's growth opportunity across all segments. And then we get about 70% of our business from the installed base and about 30% from new logos. We think that that's a healthy mix, but we constantly need to be bringing on new logos because they are the future of Box in terms of growth. So let's take a look at our international markets. Because we're a cloud-based service, we can serve customers in every corner of the earth. But we really want to invest our human resources in the markets that have the largest opportunity for growth. So from a employees in region investment standpoint, we'll be investing for the years to come in these areas because they are the largest software markets for business applications. And in our business, because we're all about that land, adopt, expand, retain motion, we need a whole team of go-to-market Boxers in order to make a customer successful. So when presented with the opportunity to go invest in countries that are not on this list, we're really better served by putting more resources in Germany and more resources in France because the markets can really sustain that growth. So you'll see us continue to invest in these large software markets. From an industry standpoint, Box serves customers in all industries, but we have very, very strong performance in industries that have large volumes of highly sensitive content that they need to collaborate upon both internally and externally. So you can see by the bubble sizes here, industries by revenues. This is the revenue that we currently have in our install base in these industries. And you can see the ones that have the largest TAM on the right side based on those industries that have a high quantity of highly sensitive content. So we do very well in financial services, life sciences, public sector. We have sort of outsized performance in media and entertainment, as you can imagine, large file size of highly, highly sensitive data when movies and TV shows and the like are in production. From a segment standpoint, we serve customers of all sizes, which is strategic for us for a number of reasons. Because we're a multi-tenant cloud provider, we want to serve customers of all sizes and be a part of that democratization of software. And that means we need to make a content cloud that serves the needs of the world's largest organizations from a security and a compliance and a government standpoint. But we also need it to be so easy to use that the world's smallest organizations can adopt it. And that's really one of the big, powerful things about our platform is that the content cloud does just that. The other reason why this is important is it gives us a very balanced business. So sometimes the enterprise sales cycles can be longer and the deals are larger, and you want to have a business that's very repeatable and has monthly performance. And the smaller deal sizes that we can drive in the mid-market and SMB segments help us really even out some of those peaks and valleys. And lastly, this is a great strategy in SaaS from an employee development standpoint because it allows us to attract sellers at many stages of their careers. We can hire sellers that are early in their career as SMB reps, and they can stay with us for many years as they move from mid-market to enterprise. We can also hire seasoned enterprise sales rep that have decades of experience into our enterprise segments where they work with our largest customers and close our largest deals. Landing these new logos is really critical to our strategy. As I shared, 70% of our business comes from the installed base and about 30% from new logos. So we have to have a constant flow of new logos coming in to help us continue growing that 70% that we get from the installed base. So let's talk about those installed base customers. Really three big areas of focus in this year and going forward in terms of continuing the success that we've had and growing the installed base. First of all, we're going to be growing and upgrading our customers into our Enterprise Plus SKU. So we'll double click on that. We're going to be driving bigger deals while maintaining our deal cycles. We don't want to extend deal cycles because we have a healthy set of data there. And then lastly, we're going to be investing in and leveraging our partner ecosystem. So let's talk about Enterprise Plus. Enterprise Plus is a new plan that we launched last year, which really includes all of the best parts of the Box Content Cloud. And it's been our most successful product to date. You can see here on the left the comparison of Enterprise Plus adoption versus Suites adoption. These are obviously different date ranges, but both of them are the first 6 months of when these products were launched. So just huge success in the launch of Enterprise Plus. It really makes it easier for customers to purchase all of the power of the Content Cloud and then adopt it hopefully as rapidly as possible with the help of our customer success teams. The big opportunity for us this year and going forward is we still have a massive installed base that is not yet on Enterprise Plus or Suites. So that's the low-hanging fruit in the installed base is getting every one of those customers to do seat expansion, to go from maybe a departmental deployment to going wall-to-wall with Box, and then importantly upgrading to Enterprise Plus. We also have a huge opportunity with the launch of Box Sign and other exciting products that you're learning about today. We're getting great feedback from Box Sign. You know, all of us in our personal and our professional lives at this point have signed documents with electronic signature, but enterprises are fatigued at how much they're spending on those products because many of them are paying really per signature or per envelope. So we're taking a very disruptive approach to this market by including electronic signature with the Content Cloud. And that's getting very positive feedback in the market, and it's opening up all sorts of new electronic signature use cases that enterprises were unable to execute upon because of a pricing model. Price got in the way. So we're really disrupting that market and getting really strong feedback from our installed base. And the shift to Suites and to Enterprise Plus has really helped with big deal growth. We delivered very strong numbers year on year on big deal growth last year in FY22, and we'll do the same this year in FY23. You can see really that impact of Suites deals, that's Enterprise Plus and Suites. The 100K deals, the majority of them were on Enterprise Plus and Suites, and that's a very positive move for us, and we'll see that trend continue this year. And then lastly, as the Box Content Cloud gets more full-featured, we're getting involved in more and more strategic business process changes that are happening in our customers around the world. And as we get involved in more of these complex deals and complex workflows, that means that we're increasingly integrated to more and more applications in the application architecture. And that means that the workflows are getting more complex, which means the implementations require more and more support from our systems integrators partners. So you'll see us investing very heavily in the years going forward with our ISV partners and very heavily with our SI partners as we deliver more and more of these complex implementations of the Box Content Cloud. And then lastly, this all comes together with big investments in sales productivity. And sales productivity is critical when you're a SaaS company like Box, because if we don't have high levels of sales productivity, then you end up with unhealthy attrition in your workforce. And when you have unhealthy attrition, you end up with an unhealthy mix of ramping and ramp sellers on your team. So you need to make your sellers successful so you can have a healthy mix of ramp sellers that stay with you for a long time. And some of the things that we've been doing that are working quite well are our Content Cloud messaging, our switch to Enterprise Plus, which we've discussed, but it's really streamlining the sales motion. And then we've made huge investments in enablement, which is helping drive that productivity. So let's talk about Content Cloud. We launched the Content Cloud message and positioning last year, and it's gone extremely well. It's a very simple message that says what it does, and it does what it says. And the thing that's been very exciting about it is that it translates across segments. When you share a Content Cloud with an SMB, they know what you mean. When you share it with the world's largest organizations, they know what you mean. It translates across industries, and it's been exciting to see how well it translates across languages. Our team in Japan has been reporting that the Content Cloud message is going very well in that market, which is an incredibly successful market for us. So we get great feedback on the Content Cloud, and it's helping our sellers open up doors into both installed accounts and net new customers. We've been recognized by all the top industry analysts as being a leader with our Content Cloud. That includes Gartner, Forrester, IDC, and many others. And all of these investments together are helping us drive incredible improvements in sales productivity, which we plan on continuing in the years to come. So over these last 2 years, as we've been in this unprecedented pandemic, we've been able to drive a 38% improvement in sales productivity over these last 2 challenging years because of all these investments. Our sellers are more successful today than they were 2 years ago, and that's driving higher levels of ARR for us as an organization and lower levels of AE attrition, which is a very healthy change for us to see. So to recap, we are going to continue to invest in our go-to-market strategy and our go-to-market motion, which is all about landing new customers in all industries, in all companies of all sizes, getting them to adopt our technology at a rapid rate so that they can realize success and be wildly successful with the Content Cloud. When we do so, they want to buy more from Box. They want to go from maybe a departmental deployment to a wall-to-wall deployment, and then we want to upgrade them to Enterprise Plus, and then we want to retain them for years and years. And that's our strategy this year and for the years to come. Thanks for listening.
Our culture can certainly. Hello, I am Jessica Swank, Box's Chief People Officer. I lead our Global People and Communities team. Fiscal year 22 was certainly a transformative year, powered by our ability to collaborate, connect, and create while working around the world. Through all the changes over the past couple of years, our culture continues to thrive. You have heard from Aaron, Diego, Steph, and Mark, and before we get to Dylan and the financial model, I wanted to discuss our workforce strategy and highlight our commitment to ESG. As Aaron mentioned, the dynamics around COVID forced a broad digital shift overnight and accelerated the necessity for the cloud to become the foundation for all work. What does a modern workforce strategy look like in a digital world? In this new digital-first era, employees need to be able to work from anywhere. Every business process that interacts with a customer or partner is going fully digital, and companies need to ensure their most important data is kept safe and secure. At Box, we are on the leading edge of this transformation. Box's Content Cloud powers the full lifecycle of our most important content here at Box, allowing our global Boxers to truly work from anywhere while ensuring seamless collaboration and the best security and compliance. This flexibility allows us to build a significant presence around the world, including offices in Austin, Chicago, as well as global locations. We are targeting to have about 25% of our workforce located in lower-cost, high-value regions by the end of fiscal year 2025. This workforce strategy has also allowed us to tap into diverse and strong talent pools. Over the past couple of years, we hired our Global Chief Information Officer and our Head of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion outside of our Redwood City headquarters. We are embracing a hub location strategy that includes strategic remote work, where we remain focused on hiring and developing exceptional talent around the world. We are also excited to announce that as of the end of March, all of our Box offices around the world will be open on a voluntary basis. We have enabled a hybrid work environment where flexible, virtual, and office-based work combine to create opportunities for our Boxers, speed and agility for our customers, and increased impact on our local and global communities. The future of work is here, and we are proudly leading this transformation by enabling a modern, digital-first workforce here at Box. Another key priority for us is our environmental, social, and governance, or ESG. Our commitments are to protect our planet, invest in people and communities, and act with integrity. We formally launched these ESG commitments and principles over a year ago. You can read about the progress from this past year in the ESG framework available on our ESG web pages. Leading positive change in the world is a key priority for us and aligns with our mission to power how the world works together. By making it easy to securely share ideas, businesses are able to connect with customers, governments can better serve citizens, and nonprofits can make a greater impact. In addition to our initiatives to keep our workplace green, we believe that our ability to move organizations from legacy and paper-based processes to the cloud allows customers to work securely and efficiently from anywhere, reducing both office waste and the environmental impact of commuting. Box enables customers to move away from energy-intensive on-premise servers and decreases use of paper, which means trees saved and more carbon captured, an important lever in slowing climate change. At Box, we invest in our people and communities. That means our company values and culture are the foundation to all that we do. And cultivating communities where people connect and thrive, including our 10 employee resource communities, while celebrating our unique backgrounds and experiences. We are proud to be ranked number 5 by Glassdoor in the category of best places to work in 2022. We have found that our culture and our people have been and continue to be our greatest retention and recruiting tools. And finally, in corporate governance, we are proud of the breadth of backgrounds and experience that our board brings to Box, with a particular focus on SaaS and enterprise software, and a powerful track record of maximizing stockholder value. As of January 1st, 2022, 70% of our directors have been on our board for 3 years or less. Also, in fiscal year 22, we adopted several corporate governance enhancements, which are detailed on the ESG pages of our Box website. We remain committed to the highest standards of corporate governance, compliance, and ethics. We strongly believe that our workforce strategy, our incredible culture and values, combined with our efforts in ESG, will enable us to build long-term value for our stakeholders, customers, teams, communities, and the planet. Again, you can read more in the ESG framework document available on our ESG web pages. Thank you, and let me now introduce Dylan Smith, our co-founder and CFO.
Thanks, Jess. You've now heard how Box's Content Cloud strategy has transformed our product capabilities and go-to-market execution over the past couple of years. Now, you'll hear how this drives our financial strategy and our key financial objectives: to deliver accelerating revenue growth, to expand margins through our focus on operational excellence, and to prudently allocate our capital in order to generate shareholder value. I'll begin with an overview of the journey we've been on over the past 2 years. We've been very intentional about driving rapid product innovation and delivering the full value of Box's platform to our customers. Our Content Cloud strategy is resonating in the market, and as our customers increasingly adopt higher value use cases, our underlying customer economics are steadily improving. As our key growth drivers are accelerating, we're confident in our ability to deliver strong top-line growth over a multi-year period. We've now built the operational engine to deliver long-term profitable growth, and combined with our disciplined capital allocation strategy, we're well positioned to create significant shareholder value for years to come. FY22 was a phenomenal year for Box, highlighted by accelerating top-line growth, a material improvement in our net retention rate, and record levels of profitability. Last year, in FY22, we outperformed our initial expectations against all key metrics, demonstrating our strong operational execution. On the left, you can see our initial expectations, and on the right, you can see what we ultimately delivered. I'll now walk you through all 5 of these key metrics. Starting from the top, we delivered strong revenue growth of 13% year over year, well above our initial guidance of 9 to 10% growth. Our billings growth, which is a leading indicator of future revenue, grew even faster, landing at 16% year-over-year growth and above our initial expectations. Turning to dollar-based net retention, which is a key measure of our customer economics, we ended the year at 111%, well ahead of our initial target of 104%. Moving now to non-GAAP EPS, our sharp focus on delivering leverage across our model allowed us to significantly outperform our bottom-line targets. In addition to exceeding our initial EPS guidance by 6 cents, we grew operating income by a full 45% year-over-year. Putting it all together, we're proud to have outperformed our revenue growth plus free cash flow margin, or rule of, commitment for the second consecutive year, delivering an outcome of 33%, well above our initial target of 30%. FY22's financial results provide clear evidence that our strategy to re-accelerate top-line growth while delivering higher profitability is working. Our consistent execution throughout the year drove accelerating revenue growth in all 4 quarters of FY22. For the full year, we delivered 13% year-over-year growth, an acceleration from the prior year's growth rate of 11%. The strong business momentum we're seeing has also allowed us to accelerate the key leading indicators of future revenue growth. As you can see, this past year we accelerated the growth rate of our remaining performance obligations, or RPO, which provides visibility into future revenue growth. Last year's RPO growth accelerated by 200 basis points year over year to 19%, with similar growth rates in short-term and long-term RPO. This improvement was driven both by the strong bookings momentum we're seeing across the business and by the impact of securing longer-term agreements to support our customers' content strategies. Billings growth and deferred revenue growth also accelerated this past year. We achieved billings growth of 16%, a significant acceleration from the 9% growth we delivered the prior year, while deferred revenue growth improved by 500 basis points year over year. Billings and deferred revenue are the leading indicators that are most directly correlated with our forward revenue growth, as our average payment durations have been stable this past year. Our sharp focus on delivering profitable growth has allowed us to drive this top-line acceleration while also materially improving our financial profile over the past 2 years. What you see here is that our gross margin has continued to improve as we've accelerated growth. Box's gross margin has expanded by roughly 300 basis points over the past 2 years. We've generated consistent operating margin leverage through infrastructure optimizations, public cloud unit economics, and higher pricing power. As a result, this past year, gross profit grew by 15% year over year, 200 basis points faster than our revenue growth. In FY23, we expect gross margin to expand further to approximately 76%. This slide outlines the leverage we've created in our operating expenses, which in turn has delivered significant improvements in Box's operating margin. On the left, you can see that we've been generating leverage across the business, most notably in sales and marketing. As Mark highlighted, we've been able to achieve double-digit percentage improvements in Salesforce productivity over each of the past 2 years. We've also revamped our digital experiences to more efficiently generate demand in the market. Turning to R&D, our disciplined location strategy is enabling us to deliver rapid product innovation while also generating leverage from our R&D investments. Lastly, our focus on operational excellence combined with our evolving workforce location strategy has been generating G&A leverage as we scale. Turning to the chart on the right, you can see how these efforts have contributed to improvements in operating margin. In FY22, we expanded operating margin by more than 400 basis points to 20%, setting the stage for additional margin expansion in FY23. Putting it all together, the combination of accelerating revenue growth and strong margin expansion resulted in a rule of outcome of 33% last year, exceeding our initial 30% target and achieving a significant improvement from the 26% we recorded in the prior year. We're well on our way to deliver against our commitments to be a Rule of 40 company next year in FY24, which is an important indicator of our strong business model and financial profile. We're proud of the strong execution that Box has delivered this past year, improving our financial profile from top to bottom. You've already heard how our product enhancements and go-to-market approach are fundamentally changing how customers are using Box's Content Cloud solutions. Now, I'm going to walk you through how these higher value use cases and Suites adoption are driving much stronger customer economics, setting the stage for us to deliver continued improvements to our financial profile over time. Before we dive into Box's customer economics, I wanted to provide an overview of what our revenue base looks like today, which we look at in 4 different ways. Going left to right, today a full 97% of our revenue is recurring, which combined with our best-in-class 4% annualized churn rate drives an extremely predictable revenue model. We've continued to diversify our customer and revenue base. International markets now represent 32% of total revenue, up from 29% a year ago, which has been led by continued strength in Japan and green shoots in EMEA. We have a very horizontal product which allows Box to serve customers across all industry verticals, with no single industry contributing more than 20% of our total revenue. Finally, over the past year, we've delivered double-digit growth across all segments of our business. We've seen the strongest traction within our enterprise segment, defined as customers with at least 2,000 employees. These enterprise customers now contribute 63% of our revenue, up from 55% a couple of years ago. Our diversified, sticky revenue base creates a resilient business model that enables us to drive profitable growth even in challenging economic environments. Heading into FY23, our customer base has never been stronger. Across all geographies, industries, and segments, we've been driving steady improvements in our underlying customer economics. I'll now walk you through what we've seen over this past year, going from left to right. 100K plus deal volume increased by 25% year over year. Steph showed the steady pricing improvements we've achieved over time, resulting in a price per seat improvement of 7% this past year. Note that this is a blended metric and factors in volume discounting as we sell larger deals. So on a like-for-like basis, the pricing increases that we've achieved are even greater. Next, the percentage of our revenue attributable to Suites customers increased by 11% year over year, and Suites customers now represent more than a third of our total revenue. Finally, our net retention rate, which is a trailing 12-month metric, improved by 9 points year over year from 102% to 111%. This chart highlights the significant increase we achieved this past year in our new 100K plus deal volume, growing 25% year over year. This outcome was fueled by the higher contract values associated with Suite sales globally and by more meaningful contributions from EMEA and SMB as those segments have been gaining momentum over the past year. On this slide, you're going to see how we've driven rapid growth across all large customer categories, looking at total customer counts rather than just new deals. Our largest customers had an outsized impact on Box's revenue growth, fueled by our land, adopt, expand, and retain business model. 100K plus customer growth accelerated this past year, growing by 17% year over year. These customers now contribute a full 65% of our total revenue. 500K plus customers grew even faster, up 23% year over year. Finally, our $1 million plus customers grew by 20% year over year. Our largest customers demonstrate the power of our upsell and cross-sell motions as they continue to get more value out of Box's solutions, with more than half of these customers having now adopted Suites. More than 80% of our $1 million plus customers were initially paying us less than $1 million annually, and a full 70% have expanded their annual contract values at least once in the past year. Now, I'll show how our Content Cloud strategy is cascading through our entire customer base. On the left, you can see the revenue build from our customer cohorts over time, with all customer cohorts now growing at healthy rates. While our newer customer cohorts are growing fastest, we've been focused on re-educating all Box customers about the full value of our Content Cloud solutions. We're encouraged to see that even our oldest cohorts are now regularly adopting suites to power higher value, stickier use cases, which is leading to stronger expansion and retention rates. On the right, you can see how the strength we're seeing in these cohorts ladders up to our overall net retention rate. We delivered an acceleration in our net retention rate for all 4 quarters of FY22, ending the year at 111%, a material improvement from 102% the prior year. Most of this improvement has been driven by more rapid customer expansion, which ended the year at 15%, resulting from a roughly equal contribution from seat upsells and pricing improvements. We've also been able to generate improvements in customer retention. Our dollar-based full churn rate is now 4% annualized, down from 5% a year ago. Driving Suites adoption has been a company-wide focus for the past couple of years, and this slide demonstrates that these efforts are paying off. Our Suites attach rate on 100K plus deals has improved significantly year over year, from 38% to 64%. When combined with the strong momentum we've seen in overall large deal growth, our 100K plus Suites deal volume was up 110% over the prior year. Here, you see how Box's Suites momentum has been changing the composition of our revenue base. Suites customers now represent 35% of our total revenue, up from 24% a year ago. We've proven that we can successfully convert customers from more basic use cases to higher value use cases powered by our Suites offerings. As we've shared previously, 70 to 75% of our new bookings are generated from existing customers. So as you'd expect, the majority of our Suite sales have been driven by upselling and cross-selling customers who had been using Box for less sophisticated use cases. As Box Shield and Box Sign continue to gain traction in the market, and as more customers come up for renewal with Enterprise Plus as a renewal option, we're confident that these trends will continue. This slide compares the financial profile of customers based on which Box products they're using and demonstrates why Suites are such a powerful driver of our financial model. As you can see, adopting more products results in higher value, stickier use cases, which fundamentally strengthens our customer economics, from deal size to net retention to gross margin. Note that Core customers haven't yet purchased any additional products, Core Plus customers have adopted at least one additional product but not a full suite, and Suites customers are aptly named. Starting from the top, our typical Suites customer pays more than 10 times what our Core customers are paying, with Core Plus customers somewhere in the middle. These higher average contract values are driven both by much larger deployments and by stronger price per seat. When comparing a Suites customer with a similarly sized Core customer, we tend to see a rough doubling in price per seat. Next, you can see that the net retention rate of our customers has been strong across all customer types. I'd note that the strong net retention rate of our Core and Core Plus customers has largely been driven by the impact of converting a growing portion of these customers into Suites customers. At the same time, we've been adding significant value into even our more basic offerings, including workflow and e-signature capabilities, which increases our differentiation and product stickiness across all plans. As a result, our non-Suites customers now see net retention rates of roughly 110%, a significant improvement from roughly 100% a year ago. Still, our Suites customers have the highest net retention rates. Even without a cross-sell vector, these customers are continuing to derive additional value from Box's Content Cloud solutions. For Suites customers, the strength in seat expansion, combined with the highest relative retention rates, fuels an overall net retention rate of roughly 115%. Turning to gross margin, as customers adopt Box's more sophisticated product capabilities, our product differentiation generates more pricing power, resulting in stronger pricing and gross margin. As a result, as customers adopt more sophisticated product capabilities, their gross margins expand. The differences you see here in our relative customer economics means that as we migrate more and more customers to Suites, this mix shift will lead to an even stronger financial profile over time. You've now seen that our Content Cloud strategy is resonating in the market, leading to accelerating growth, higher profitability, and stronger customer economics. Next, I'm going to walk through how we plan to build on this foundation to drive further top-line acceleration and margin expansion in FY23 and beyond. I want to start by emphasizing that we remain committed to consistently improving our financial profile in the years ahead. The momentum we're seeing in our business gave us the confidence to raise our revenue growth plus free cash flow margin target for FY23 on March 2nd. At that time, we raised our expectation for this combined outcome to be roughly 37% above our previous target of 35%. Beyond FY23, we expect to continue improving both our revenue growth rate and free cash flow margin, resulting in generating a rule of outcome of 40 to 41% in FY24 and 43 to 44% in FY25. This trajectory demonstrates the strength of our underlying business model and the confidence we have in the durability of the profitable growth that we've been able to deliver this past year. This chart outlines how we expect our customer base to evolve over the next 3 years. We expect Suites customers to generate more than half of our total revenue by FY25. Enhancing the value of Suites and supporting frictionless adoption will remain a top priority company-wide. As we deliver further product innovation, as selling Suites increasingly becomes our default sales motion, and as we refine our pricing and package, we're confident that our Suites momentum will continue for the next several years. We expect to steadily improve our profitability over the next 3 years, resulting in operating margin in the mid to high 20s in FY25. We've now created a strong foundation to deliver profitable growth, and we'll be building on the efforts of the past couple of years to unlock further leverage in our operating model. As you can see on the left, we expect to deliver nearly half of this operating margin improvement through gross margin expansion. I'll cover the operational and financial benefits of our public cloud strategy in a few minutes. We also expect that as the majority of our revenue eventually comes from Suites customers, the resulting stronger economics will create additional tailwinds to our overall gross margin profile. We're well positioned to deliver leverage across the business, and we expect to improve each operating expense line as a percentage of revenue by at least 1 percentage point by FY25. Sales and marketing efficiency will be driven primarily by incremental improvements in Salesforce productivity, leveraging our more efficient digital channels, and the impact of scaling our highly profitable renewal base. Research and development efficiency will be driven primarily by our workforce and location strategy. In the coming years, we expect the vast majority of our engineering hiring to be in lower cost locations, enabling Box to deliver both more rapid product innovation and additional R&D leverage. Our workforce and location strategy will also drive further efficiencies in G&A. Additionally, investments in system automation will allow us to generate more leverage from our G&A expenses as we scale. We will continue to take a rigorous ROI-based approach to all categories of spend, from how we generate demand in the market, to how we allocate R&D headcount, to our external labor strategy. And as Jess mentioned earlier, we expect a full 25% of our employees to be located in lower cost locations by the end of FY25. Our multi-year public cloud migration will continue to be a critical initiative for us, yielding a multitude of operational benefits. To call out just a few of these, our public cloud strategy allows us to rapidly scale our infrastructure and deploy services wherever and whenever they're needed. Delivering these capabilities on demand to match our customers' needs minimizes unused server capacity. This also simplifies our internal operations and allows us to shift our engineering and operations team's focus away from managing servers and toward delivering innovation for our customers. This approach also enables us to tap into the billions of R&D dollars that our partners have invested in storage capabilities, machine learning, and other content services. We're now well into this journey. We've already shifted a significant portion of our storage and database infrastructure to the cloud, and over the next couple of years, services such as networking and compute will follow suit. At the same time, our public cloud strategy delivers significant financial benefits and will be a core driver of continued gross margin expansion over the next few years. We expect to deliver gross margin in the 77% range in FY25, a roughly 250 basis point improvement from last year's result. We've structured